trying to share with you guys, but it's a little hard because I don't have like an appropriate camera mount, and I really need, I think a good idea would be one of those like things that you put your phone on your windshield. I think I need one of those to get a better view, but just yeah, I wasn't able to stay at the park like I intended to because more and more people kept showing up, and I really had to use the bathroom. Like, really had to use the bathroom. And while I could have closed my curtains and put my window shade in and did everything so that I had privacy to do that, it just felt really awkward. And then this other park goer decided they needed to park right next to me, even though there was an entire empty parking lot with no one else in it. They had to park right next to me, and that just really irritated me because look at all this space. Why are you parking right next to me? Now I definitely can't pee in my car. So what I ended up doing was going to Walmart. I went to Walmart, picked up a couple items just to have a few more food items in the car, mainly ramen, because I like this. Let me grab one for you, because this is actually what I'm going to be having for breakfast / lunch / dinner, because I have not eaten today, and it is 6 p.m. This is what I'm having. Can you see that? Yeah. If you haven't had this before, it's really good. It's really good. It's pretty spicy too. The molten chicken one is even spicier, but it's spicy on that level of like, this isn't even good. It's just like I'm eating battery acid kind of spicy. I know it's good to someone, just not to me. But yeah, so I'm going to be making 2 of these because I'm greedy, first of all, and secondly, because if I'm totally filled up and full now, by the time it's time to go to bed, I likely won't have heartburn or anything like that, and I won't be hungry for the rest of the day, because ramen will fill you up, especially if you eat a lot of it. So that's the plan. Probably not going to be doing a whole lot of talking. If I am, you're definitely not going to see me because I'm moving around. For you other content creators out there, if there's anyone who watches this channel who creates, do you ever just stop in the middle of what you're doing and be like, I should be recording this because people might want to watch me do boring stuff? No. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. I just remember I got that whole little tiny microphone so that you could hear me better, and that I don't even use it. I do know where it is though. It's in my bag. It's in my bag. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna just let this roll and boil some water so I can eat this ramen. It is raining right now. My window is down. Not all my windows, but you know, I'm cognizant and awake, so if it starts smelling too much like gas in here, or my head starts hurting or whatever, I'll just put the windows down and, you know, not, you know, try to kill myself on camera. Alright. I wish I had some music to play for you, but I can't record videos and play music, and I guess I could turn on the radio, except I don't listen to the radio. Can you even see this? I feel like the exposure is really great. Let me see. If I tap on the screen, does that help? A little bit. Yeah, so this is my little gas canister. I've used this 3 times now, and it's still like, I don't know, at least halfway full. Like I can feel the liquid gas in there, and it's got a lot left. So getting everything set up here. Hopefully it's not too loud outside now that I've got the window open for ventilation purposes. I am happy for the rain though, because when it rains like this, check out my rainbow umbrella. When it rains like this, people have even harder time seeing inside of your vehicle because they can't, you know, got all the rain and stuff going everywhere. So anyhow, Go ahead and close this bottom drawer here. Put this bowl back. I have this bowl, and this is my cereal bowl that I have yet to use because I have not gotten any milk because I'm paranoid about milk going bad really fast. And I know, like, if I use like a cooler, use my cooler and put ice in it, I could probably keep the milk for like 2 days tops. I just haven't tried it because having cereal isn't as important to me as it used to be, I guess. I don't know. I will say my diet has never been very great, but it has definitely gotten worse since moving into the car because, interestingly enough, I suppose, I would cook more than I realized I did, and now I hardly cook because trying to find a space where I can cook and not feel really weird about it, or it be unsafe or something, is really challenging. So yeah, anyway, gonna put my water pump, set that down up in here so that I can get some water. This is potable fresh water. I probably need to change it out a little more frequently than I do, but I only use it for bathing and occasionally boiling water for cooking, and so I feel okay with that. I'm just gonna hold this. I would normally put this adapter thingy back on, but I'm just filling this up right quick, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Do a little starter water, rinse this out, rinse the line out. That a little rinse, and see, this is why I should put the adapter back in there so that I won't have to balance this weirdly. Dump this water out. Cool. I can fill that up. I need about 3 cups of water. Maybe not quite that much. I like to go a little bit less, that way I don't have extra water, because typically I'm doing this somewhere where I need to be as discreet as possible, so opening doors to dump out extra water is like something I'm not trying to do. But there we go. Got my water, and I'm going to take this pump back out. This is just one of those dispensers that you put on those 5-gallon jugs that people have like in offices, but I have a 6-gallon jug that isn't made for that, which is why I made a little adapter for it that I'm not actually using, because I don't normally do this sitting in the front seat, but because I'm sitting here, it's easier to reach and control this stuff here. So yeah, just cover that back up. I cover my stuff because it makes it more discreet if somebody's looking into my window. Though, as soon as I get my windows tinted, I'm going to live a little more comfortably and a little bit more freely, because I won't have to be worried about people being able to see in here and what I'm doing and what's going on, and then I don't have to feel so weird about it all the time. Yeah, so my goal is to get my dinner made here and chill here and eat. And I really like to just kind of like watch a movie or whatever. I might wait until my job is closed, like everyone is gone, and then just go chill there and do that. I haven't made up my mind yet. So this is that little camp set that I got off of Amazon for like, I don't know, $14. And I thought this was broken, but it just turned out that I didn't have it screwed on far enough, because I thought it was tight, but like you really gotta keep going, but also be careful, because, you know, ooh, that is on. Well, I'll give that a second for that gas that just came out to diffuse a little bit before I light this. But yeah, it's super simple to use. I do wish that this top was a little more, I don't want to say stable, but like that's the extent of it. Like this really small surface to hold a pot, which works. It's just, I don't know, it makes me a little nervous sometimes. I like to put my chopping board down just so that when I put the hot pot down, it's not going on top of this non-skid mat because it might melt. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. So there we go. Got that like so. I'm going to make sure I've got everything I need before I set this, because once this is burning, I don't want to disturb it because, as I said, this top is small. I'm not trying to tip something over and have boiling water on the floor. I already spilled like 1.5 liters of water on the floor, not on purpose, but one of my bottles was, I guess the cap came off of it, one of my backup water bottles, and yeah, spilled all in the floor, and the floor has been damp for like a week now. I've been putting puppy pads down to soak up the excess water, and it has helped, but definitely not to the extent that I would have liked. So yeah, anyway, got my noodles out, got my lid here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. And while this is going, you can tell me about your day. Yeah, I like to hear about it. So I just turn this a little bit, just a little, light the flame. Oh, let's try that again. I don't know if you can see that, but the flame is lit. And I move this over just a little bit here. Put the water on top. Make sure that's as centered as I can reasonably get it. Okay. Put the lid on. And we'll let that go. That's going to take a little while. I'm going to turn the flame up just a little here. Wait, that's the wrong way. There we go. I like to use an oven mitt. It's necessary because that lid, even though it has a little top on it, it gets insanely hot, and you know, I ain't trying to burn my fingers off. So that's that. So while that's going, I guess I'll rotate this over here, and you can look at me for a little while because I'm so lookatable. Yeah, so let's talk about the person that I've been hanging out with recently. So I met this person on an adult social site. I say adult as if I need to clarify that I would not be on sites geared towards children, but an adult social site. And we have been talking up there before I even decided to move, a couple hours from home, and things were going fine. I'm gonna put the window down a little bit further here. There we go. You might hear the rain more, sorry, but I'm not, you know, trying to suffocate in here because of gas and carbon monoxide. Anyway, so, that flame's still going? It is. Yeah, so we were messaging each other back and forth up there, just talking about arbitrary stuff like tattoos and TV shows and anime and stuff. I don't know if I said this before, I'm not really into anime. I think anime is fine. I watched it a lot more in middle and high school. Now that I'm an adult, I haven't really given it any thought. There is one that I've been was watching before I moved, Cells at Work, because I'm a science nerd. And so that's pretty cool, but I've only seen like maybe 3 episodes of it. And now I'm not watching it at all because I'm in my car. However, I have been doing some research on how to get more connectivity in my car, and I'm thinking about joining Xfinity Comcast. So by the end of this week or so, I should have my real home address, which is just going to be through a service, like a virtual service where I can go pick up my mail somewhere locally. but it will give me a real home address so that, you know, I can start getting services and things like that. So I'm going to, right now the plan is to sign up for Xfinity, because, you know, they have like thousands of hotspots around the country that you can access. So I can have Wi-Fi. I know for a fact that when I'm at work, there is an Xfinity full signal network that I have access to. So if I'm parked at work, I can use my computer or phone there. Really anywhere I've been, there is a signal with Xfinity available. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, not for the sake of watching TV and anime and catching up on shows, but it would definitely make it easier for me to do the YouTube videos, because, you know, the last video I uploaded was, I had taken like several days prior and hadn't uploaded it because I didn't have the opportunity to do that. Like, I haven't gone to the library yet, get a library card. And let me tell you though, so this person I've been hanging out with, they have the fastest internet I have ever used in my life. Like, when I was in my apartment, I would have like 50 to 100 megabits per second, and that was plenty for me. But let me see, to upload like a 20-minute video to YouTube, between downloading it from Google to the computer, because I use Windows Movie Maker. I know there's other software and shit out there, but I am not tech savvy, like, at all. So I'm not trying to be using some complicated movie software. I like using what I know how to use because it's simple, and I'm a millennial and I'm old now, so so keeping it simple. Anyway, I said that to say, to download to my computer, do the editing, make the video, and then upload it would take like an hour, hour and a half. I was able to download, I didn't have to do a lot of editing, but I downloaded and uploaded that video in like 30 minutes, if even that long. Like, I was shocked. It was not even 30 minutes. It was maybe like 15. Either way, I was like, it's 80% done already? What? So, yeah. Anyhow, that's that. So, but, we've been getting along really well, and apparently the reason for that is because we're both really weird people, and I don't feel like I'm a weird person, but my best friend informed me that weird is just different from what's considered normal and what's considered usual. And so when you have a list of things that you do differently from the average person, it makes you weird, and when it's an extensive list, it makes you really weird. So I'm a really weird person. He doesn't seem really weird to me, but he considers himself to be really weird. All his friends think he's really weird. He's like the weirdest person in his friend group, and I am the weirdest person in my best friend's friend group. So I just think that's kind of funny. I'm gonna check on this water here. I doubt it's boiling yet, but I'm going to do that. Well, it's not. The lid is not even really hot yet. It is got some steam in it though, so I'm gonna give that a couple more minutes, and then we can pour that over the noodles and we can have food. Yay! Yeah, so yeah, just hanging out with them and sharing stories about growing up and things we're interested in, and I don't know, you know, just living life basically. I think it's really great when you can meet someone and you can have a long conversation and there's no effort, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like you're trying to think of things to say and think of things to talk about. It just flows. So like our first date, if you will, I call it a meet and greet. If this is my first time meeting someone, it's technically a date, but my first time meeting you is a meet and greet. We sat and we talked for 12 hours. And I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with someone for 12 hours, but if you have, it's awesome. It's really awesome to be able to talk for that amount of time, to go back and forth, and it just be fine. Like, if you ask me what did we talk about for 12 hours, I don't know. I don't remember, but but what I do know is that it was a 12-hour conversation, and then the next day we hung out, and then the next day we hung out, which would have been, would that have been, let me see, did I have Tuesday and Wednesday? I don't know. Either way, been a hot minute. I'm gonna open another window because I just felt a wave of lightheadedness, and it might be paranoia. I've been having this weird near fainting thing going on for a while now, but yeah, I think it's the gas. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off because the water is steaming, and go ahead and pour it over the noodles before I pass out. And yeah, so I'm dead serious. I just felt like, woo, okay, feeling a little high right now. So I'm gonna rotate this back on over here. Not that you need to see me pour water over noodles, but I'm gonna share that with you anyway, because that's how we do. And if I can get the camera to balance. There we go. Alright, so let's see, getting rained on. Main thing is to keep my bed dry. So I'm gonna move my pot of water over here to my cutting board, and move my gas that is now turned off down to the floor. Make sure that valve is closed. And yeah, so that's that. Be careful, folks. It doesn't take very long for carbon monoxide to build up in a space, especially if you don't have good ventilation. And carbon monoxide has no smell. It is odorless. What you do smell are, you know, chemicals added so that there is some kind of odor, so that you don't inadvertently die. Unknowingly anyway, unintentionally, you know, anyway. And again, could be my paranoia. Don't know how long you need to breathe that stuff in before it gives you a headache or something, but why risk it? I mean, other than because you have to. Still, like, what I originally intended to do was original intentions were to go to the park. Then I realized I've got the key, the switch turned in the ignition, draining my car battery. What I originally intended to do was go to the park, get like one of those tables, those covered table areas, sit out there and cook outside. That was my original intention, but that just didn't happen. So in the car we are. I'm actually in the parking lot of a mall, and yeah, that's also why I was like, I would like to do this now, but not be out here forever, because there are still plenty of people out here, because it's still regular operating hours. Like, I don't want to be out here after business hours trying to do this, because I feel like that would just make me a target for the cops to come over here and be like, ma'am, what are you doing? You can't do what you're doing. So you know, I don't see a lot of police officers out here, but I did see one earlier, which was why I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get this done now, instead of waiting. So I'm gonna do this one here. This is not boiling water, but quite frankly, you don't need boiling water. You just need water hot enough to get the noodles all noodly. So that one's done. Just put that lid on top to keep the steam inside. Move the second one over here where the pot is. There we go. Water's in there. Ooh, not quite enough water in that one, but it'll be alright. And what can I use to close that one? I'm gonna use these needles if that will sit. So I decided I'm sewing my curtains because the hot glue just ain't doing it. And when I was in Walmart, I saw these snaps, and sitting with my back on twisted like that is uncomfortable. I saw these snaps, and I was thinking I could use snaps on the curtains to help them, because right now I don't know if I showed you this or not, so I'm gonna just turn this line here. My curtains slide so that, you know, this window is covered, and then it just hooks to a spot on the front of the dash. But this is falling apart. Like, let me bring this over this way, you see, because as it gets hot, this glue heats up and then it remelts, and then the curtain starts coming off the line. So I was thinking about snaps after I saw the snaps, but I'm gonna stick with the original plan, and that is just to sew the curtain, down over the line so that I don't have to worry about that. Which is what I should have done in the beginning, but I was being lazy because I had a lot to do, y'all. Trying to pack up an apartment and move a couple hours away and live in your car all at the same time is a lot. So yeah, I cut some corners, but no, I'm full time and I'm not moving back and forth because I've moved everything into storage. I now can take the time to do things better. I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to do the back window, because the window cover that I made for the back window won't stay in place, and is aggravating. So yeah, I think a mosquito got in here because my leg is burning and itching, and that's what happens when mosquitoes bite me. My skin burns and itches. I didn't see any mosquitoes, but I am parked right by some trees, and it has been raining over the last couple days. Good news, I don't feel lightheaded right now, so that's good. I do have just a very mild headache, like right here. But seeing as I get headaches on a regular basis, it could be anything. Yeah, so that's dinner making in the car. Maybe next time I'll do something else. Like, what I really would like to do is go to like a farmer's market and get some fresh eggs that don't need to be refrigerated, so that I can have like some eggs and corned beef hash for breakfast one day. That would be dope. And yeah, so I've got early shifts at work all this weekend, boo. So I'm gonna be staying real close by, not venturing to Cracker Barrel or wherever else, because I don't know, I don't like getting up early, and I don't want to have to get up early and then have to drive a distance to get to work. So I want to drive like, you know, 5 minutes or less. That's the goal. That's the goal, and I won't have to drive at all if I park at work because I'll already be there. So anyway, y'all, I don't think anyone wants to watch me eat on camera, and this video is already pretty long, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate y'all as always. I want you to do great things, live your best life, so long as it doesn't mean bringing harm to other people. And until the next time, peace.